Hey, is AI coming for your job? How do you position yourself in the marketplace with AI changing everything? So I have friends, I have people that I know that have lost their jobs and they're looking for something new. I know Amazon is letting people go. I had a person that works for the government that just got let go. So what do you do in this marketplace? Or you might be out of college and you're like, how do I position myself? What do I do to differentiate myself from everybody else with AI just roaring into the marketplace? First off, you got to have education. Educate yourself on what's going on with AI. Spend a couple hours every week playing around with it, monkeying around with it, seeing what it can do. And you can save a lot of time by expediting things. If you're making a website, oh my gosh, we were just doing landing pages this week and saved so much time. But the number one thing you should be doing, if you are wondering, what should I do to protect myself in the marketplace with AI coming in? You have all these tools at your fingertips. You should be developing your personal brand. I'm going to walk you through some steps of personal brand, some other things you should be doing to making sure that you are positioned in this marketplace, whether you have a job now or you don't have a job now, what you should do to set yourself up for success and growth, okay? So number one thing is you need to develop your personal brand if you haven't done that already. And what does that mean? It means if nobody knows who you are, what you stand for, what your values are, what your personality is, you're already behind, right? Somebody else who maybe has all of this content. So content is king, right? Content is king. So let's start with some of the basics. Number one, develop a landing page, a website for yourself that tells your skills, what you do. I know you're like, I've got LinkedIn for that. But you should have your own page that you have a lot more content, more robust in there, that you can really show your personality. Put things on social media. I know I talk with people all the time. I hate social media. I don't want to put my face up there. I have problems with the camera. Guess what? The one thing I have learned all these years, used to be a newscaster, owned a TV station, that I hated doing these videos one-on-one like this. I was great at conversations. There's a delete button. So just put the light on, put the camera on, and if you don't like it, you can stop it, you can delete it, you can redo it, you can edit it as many times as you want, but start having conversations. My youngest son is now making a website for himself because he's looking for a job. He's 23, so he's actually putting what his personal brand is in a website for himself where people can see that. He can send it to an employer. Plus it shows initiative. It shows that, hey, this is who I am. I'm not just a resume. I'm showing you all of this other content that I've created of who I am. You can go deeper. What should you have on the website? If you're an author, we're going to get into that later. You can put a link to your book. They're going to see that. You can have blog posts that you write. You can have things about the about section. You can have photos. You can have testimonials are really important. So if you've done jobs before, if you're already a seasoned entrepreneur or worker for a company, have people say that you did a great job. Employees that you or contract people that you worked for, get their input of what they thought it was like working with you. So that's like the number two thing that people look for is reviews. So we do it with products. We look up, oh, how many reviews did this product have? I know myself, I'm always diving into, all right, what's the worst review? Was it what the number one where they only got 1 star? What are they saying? Is that going to change my mind? I went to one place and they had only one 1-star review that was bad, and it was because the phone number was wrong. They said they didn't answer their phone. Turned out that was a wrong phone number. Go in and you want to have these reviews and develop things that you have testimonials. My younger son is he builds computers. So he's in the midst of building like his 5th computer for someone. I said, you need to go back, get testimonials. If you can get a video testimonial, it's even better because then the video shows the person actually saying it. Then you can transcribe it and have it written down as well and use it in multiple ways if you have that. So personal brand, get a website, get a landing page for it. Some people may say, I have an issue if I'm still working for someone, they might not like that. So you got to get that approved and get that walking through because you don't want to lose your job because you're developing your personal brand, okay? So other things that go into personal brand is creating that content. So think about writing blogs, Think about doing videos. And where do you post the videos? You can post them wherever you think is most beneficial to you. But nowadays, it's pretty easy. You can do scheduling things. There's an app called Later that we use. There's several other ones that you can make one video and you can set it up to post on all the platforms at one time. So you don't have to be like, oh my gosh, I got to post this here. I got to post it there. That's so much work. With automation, you can make it easier, faster, quicker, simpler, and it doesn't take a lot of brain power, right? So use these new tools. So create the video, or let's say I could take this video that I'm making, I could use a tool called Opus, and Opus would take this longer form video and automatically put it into short clips with the subtitles, with the captions, and tell you which ones would be the most viral. So these are the kind of tools that you want to use, right? So I just talked about Later for your scheduling. You can take Opus, where you can do a longer form video where you're having a conversation and clip it into short videos and then put it into an app like Later and then have it scheduled out for you. That makes it simple. All right, let's talk about doing a book. Oh my gosh, a book is so big. Who wants to write a whole book, right? A book is not as hard as you think it is. There are a lot of ways that you can use the tools that are out there. So you've got ChatGPT. I really like Claude for writing books. Notebook LM is also a great one for writing books. Again, you're gonna have to put in about 20% of the upfront work, and it'll do about 60%, and then you're gonna need another 20% or so to get the book the way you want. Maybe even a little more, 20 plus. So you need to upload any content you already have, any thoughts that you already have. If you have zero, you're like, I have zero content. Melanie, what do I do? All right, use our 10 by 10 by 3 formula, the most frequently asked questions you get all the time. Imagine you're at a dinner party. People are like, oh, what do you do? Oh, that's interesting. How do you do that? How long have you done it for? So think about all of the things that you get asked all the time. Then think about the top 10 things that they should be asking you if they knew what you knew, right? So we get people asking us, how long does it take to write my book? How long does it take to publish my book? And I'm like, you need to ask me how important it is to become a bestseller and what that can do for your brand. So think of those should ask questions, and then you want to have stories that go with them. Oh, I remember the time that I had an author who didn't think it was important to be a bestseller, and then once we made them a bestseller, all these doors opened for them and they couldn't believe it. So think about the stories that go with the should ask questions and the frequently asked questions, and that will get you started. And I tell people, if you're not a good writer, I'm not a good writer, I'm not a good speller, thank goodness for spell check these days, but just record yourself. Use an app called Otter, and it will transcribe what you were saying in real time. You can use Fathom if you want to go on Zoom, and it also does a synopsis of everything. So take that, load that up into ChatGPT or Claude, and ask it to write a book outline for you. But you want to have some parameters, right? Let it know the jobs that you want to have, the career that you're having, a little bit of your background, your bio, maybe you put it in there. If you have a resume, put your resume in, put your LinkedIn link in there because it'll grab information from that, and then it'll start to craft an outline for you. And it'll have an outline, ask it to have subtitles, subcategories, I would say, in your chapters, all right, for each of that. Then you can take, I don't suggest taking the whole outline and saying, now write a book for me. It's terrible. I've done that before. It's not good. But take each chapter and each bullet point under the chapter and have it write something for that. And then, because what happens is AI gets lazy. Who would think that AI would get lazy? But we have seen the longer you go, right, in this, then like you're on chapter 10, it's, oh, I'm just going to give her like 3 paragraphs instead of the 1,000 words or 2,000 words that I had before. So you have to keep pushing it and pushing it. Remember, AI doesn't get its feelings hurt. So you can just say, hey, this is bad. This is terrible. Do this again. This isn't right. So use that for it. All right. And then the cool thing about once you have a book and you get this credibility of being a best-selling, hopefully an international best-selling award-winning author, this boosts your credibility immediately. And you have tons of content all at one time. So if you're tired of having to create content every week and record videos every week, you can do your book and then you have tons of content all the way. Another thing is we love to do is take your audiobook If you're just trying to generate leads with your content, also take your audiobook and make a podcast out of it. Create a podcast, a brand new podcast, and that's the title of your book, and each episode is a chapter of your book, because people consume content in different ways. My brother, he never reads a book, doesn't listen to an audiobook, but he listens to podcasts all the time. So that's a great way to do that. So then you want to make sure that you're positioning yourself in the marketplace. So one way to position yourself is to make sure you have that credibility, right? International bestseller, award-winning author, that you're telling people who you are, they understand who you are, you have those testimonials, so position yourself. Now I want to talk about leveraging AI a little bit deeper. One of the things I get is AI doesn't sound like me, it's confusing, or they're just asking it to, hey, where should I go to dinner tonight? You can use it for that, but it can be used for so much more. I would say just start with, what does AI know about you? Put your name in and say, what do you know about me? That would be pretty cool. Analyze who you are and tell it what your goals are, and it will lay out a whole program for you. I've done this. It's really eye-opening. I've even done a personality test with it. Very eye-opening. Did a whole thing about the future me on there, and it made my business partner cry. She's, oh my gosh, this would just hit me in my heart. So then you can have it create a social media plan for you, a branding plan. I suggest, if you're using ChatGPT, that's like the main one, go in there, create a custom GPT for yourself. If you don't know how to do this, we're happy to do it for you, but you want it to sound like you. So there's tips and tricks to do that. Create a custom GPT that's for you, your voice. So then every time you go in there to create something, then it's going to sound like you, especially when you're doing your book. You want it to sound like you. Now, when you have a GPT, this is open to everywhere. You can share the GPT with other people. You can keep it private, but it does search everywhere. Another great thing I like to use is projects. Projects in ChatGPT is a wonderful thing. You can upload everything there, and then it's internal. It's searching everything that you've uploaded, and it keeps it just with that project's information. So keep that in mind as well, all right? Another favorite tool of mine is Chat Hub. This is really for, I don't want to say advanced people, but if you like a lot of content at once, go into Chat Hub and you can use 6 platforms at one time. And then the new feature in Chat Hub is over to the right side, it'll analyze all the content that came out and give you suggestions of what the best was for all of them. And now it even goes into some of these things. I think Gemini is doing this. I think GenSpark. GenSpark is another new favorite of mine. So check out GenSpark. GenSpark will also connect to your Gmail and to your Google Drive. So in Gmail, it will go in and it'll grab all your emails and it will pull out the most important ones and it'll write drafts for you. And then you can just look at the drafts, approve it or edit it, and then hit send. So these are some of the ways, if you want to be valuable in the marketplace, number one, you need to study AI. You need to use AI. Even if you're like, I'm not a fan of it, just go in. It's like the internet. It's not going away. I promise you, it is not going away. So go in, start learning some of these tools. We are creating a system. We're helping CEOs to train on AI, develop custom GPTs for themselves, and really develop their personal brand and showing them how to use these tools to do that. So the best way to fight AI taking your job is to learn how to use it. And number 2, which is really number 1A, is develop your personal brand. So if I'm Melanie Johnson, if I didn't say that earlier, I am the founder and owner, one of the founders and owners of Elite Online Publishing. We are a marketing and book publishing company, and we help people develop their personal brands. So reach out to us at eliteonlinepublishing.com. We have an author submission form or a contact form. And if you'd like one of our free books, I'll pull one out. It's going to say it backwards, but it's called the Strategic Writing System. And we're coming out with a new book really soon. Keep us in your loop and we'll keep you up to date on things. See you next time. Have a great week, everybody.